What is up? The Somua is on sale, and the last time I played this was 3.5 years ago when it was first introduced into the game. I played it quite a bit and I enjoyed it very much. I think I got it as a rental from Twitch Prime or something, I'm not too sure about that. But fast forward 3.5 years later, and Equipment 2.0 plus more and more powerful tanks have been introduced in the game since. In my previous video of the Renegade, I discovered that I liked the turbo equipment very much and decided to replicate that equipment loadout in this tank. However, I was very disappointed. I think the Somua was very sluggish to begin with, and the turbo could not add much to make it even slightly better. I struggled to play with this configuration and decided to mount the hardening instead and play a more traditional heavy tank role and see if I could, be a clip tank backing up the other heavies. The results weren't too bad, but the gun handling on this tank was just god awful. Sometimes you can't even hit tanks that are 2 feet in front of you. I finally settled on this setup, which is essentially all gun handling setup. This means, trying to reduce as much as possible the 0.20 moving dispersion penalties on this gun. Now, I'll be honest, the tank does not feel as good as I remembered it 3.5 years ago. And to be fair, it was never a hero tank to begin with. This tank suffers from lack of mobility, very low view range, and the gun handling is just atrocious. I tried the turbo and improved aim, but both equipment did not improve the tank in any meaningful way that was practical. When I switched to the hardening, the extra hit points was not enough to make up for the bad gun handling. With this setup, I finally get the moving dispersions down to 0.13. Of course, I'm also running food and I have BIA crew, and finally the gun feels like it's a bit more useful. Now, right now we are in Karelia South. The game looks like it is progressing very quickly, and I made the executive decision to go forward just so that I can get some damage before the game ends. We are 2 tanks ahead. It looks like we are 3 tanks ahead now, and it looks like we're going to win this hands down. But in the Somua, I've been in this position many times before. This is sort of like a trap. That lowy there is going to be difficult to dig out. The other tanks that are protecting him as well, if I push forward, I could take damages easily. I just feel like this is a huge trap. I'm going to be in a crossfire. I'm going to be driving into the TNH 105, the projector, the lower, and God knows what else is behind. Probably some TBs, the RT perhaps. That's why I'm keeping myself moving, because there is a GW Tiger P right there. So I don't want to lose out all my HP and throw this game from a very, we had 3 tanks, we had 3 tanks lead, and now suddenly we are losing HP left, right and center. Now we are down 1000 HP, although we are up 1 tank. This game from a winning position, now it looks like we're not going to be in a winning position. Plus, I've only done 616 damage, which I feel like, I'm under a lot of pressure to try and do something before the game ends. But if I try to do something, I'm gonna get ended. So I'm in a very precarious position here. I need to think about what I want to do, how I want to approach this game. Right now we are 6 apiece, and we are down essentially 1 tank, because we're down 1800 hit points and we're 6 tanks apiece. This does not look good, so I am reassessing my options here. Hide behind this rock for the time being. This KV4 next to me here is making the gravest mistakes that all heavy tanks make, and that is crossing out in the open. I didn't have the heart to tell him, or to try and curse him out or something, but you knew immediately as soon as he was making that move, you knew he was going to be game over. Now we are down 2 tanks and 2,000 hit points. They have the 9-0 line well defended. Their light tank, the LT-432, has managed to climb up and dominated the CS, and now he is going to be up there, going to be a nuisance. I'm very lucky to cross here in front of the Lowy while he was stunned. Initially I thought I was going to take one hit from the Lowy, but very fortunate that RT hit him and stunned him, so even when he tried to shoot me, he could not get any kind of accuracy out of me. Now, I don't have turbo right now on my tank, and even if I did have turbo, I would still be moving just as slowly climbing up this hill, because the power to weight ratio on this tank is like 12.86. Even with turbo, it's like 13 point something, really negligible. Hardly any difference, especially if you're going up and down going up a hill. So it is really difficult even with a turbo. I played a lot of games with it and it just wasn't working out for me. I'm really happy with this configuration. I don't know if any of the popular streamers or famous players have the same setup as I do here, with the vents, vertical stabilizer and IRM, basically tripling up on gun stabilization, on minimizing that dispersion on the move. So I'm hoping that this is the optimum setup for this tank. But I don't know, I wonder who else runs this kind of setup. I decided to just give it a try. Might as well do it since nothing else is working. I even tried it with the improved aim, and although the improved aim reduces the overall dispersion, it does not help with the moving dispersions, which is like when you're rotating your turret, when you're rotating your hull, when you're moving forwards and reverse, and then when you come to a stop and try to get full aim, your reticle is just extremely huge. And with the current setup that I have right now, I managed to get it down to 0.13, which makes this just about playable. The moment you aim, you stop and you aim, the reticle isn't as big as your monitor screen, you know what I mean? So it gives me an opportunity to at least feel like I'm competitive. But anyway, we are now 10 apiece. We've managed to pull it back. We're down 375 hit points. I've decided that I am going to kill that Panther 2 with my clip and then make my way back to the base, because the IS-3 is already there. I auto aim, make sure I land all my shots, drive down and make sure I kill that guy, hide behind this rock here, see if I get shot by the STRV S1, which still has not been spotted but has got 4 kills. There you go, STRV S1 is there. I ping my team, tell them he's over there, and I'm going to get to the low ground, into the water, make my way back to the base. I cannot expect the Burask and the T28 Proto to kill off that IS-3, just in case, just make my way back there, just in case. The Scorpion up on the hill is sniping back at the base as well, so as long as the Burask or the T28 can keep the IS-3 spotted, I think that Scorpion will get the kill, and he does. So now what do I need to do? We are 12-10. STRV still not spotted the S1, so what I'm going to try and do is actually try and help the 122 TM. Maybe I can recruit that Scorpion G, and we will, 3 of us leading with me, try to push that Progetto and TNH 105. So that is the plan. So I am trying to let my team know that that's where the STRV is, right up northeasterly side of the map, and then me, the 122 and the Scorpion G will try to push that TNH 105. So that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to push forward, take the low ground again, and see if I can peek over without getting spotted. Maybe land 1 or 2 shots before I duck back into cover. Of course, there's no more RT now, so oh no, I'm spotted here. I feel like I've given my cover away. Fortunately, the projectile was waiting for me and I can land 1 shot at him. The TNH, however, he is well protected, so I don't think it's a good idea to try and push him. I don't want that 122 TM to push forward. He's been doing very well the entire game, surviving for as long as he did. The Scorpion G is trying to recruit me and trying to get me to help him, but I'm going to message him and tell him that no, we should not go there because I feel like the STRV is already probably gone back to base and is probably covering that TNH 105. So I am suggesting to that Scorpion G that we take the middle part of the map and attack the base, go around the back, and then try to try to flank them from the back. I'm keeping an eye on the Burras. That Burras has gone to the position where I knew the STRV S1 was the last time he tried to fire. He shot at me and took a little bit of my hit points. So he's no longer there. So it is confirmed. I was correct. My instincts told me that that S1 probably went back to the base, and the Burras being there unspotted probably means that it is correct. The STRV has gone back to base. So what I want to do is actually get up this hill, go down to the middle of the map, and then try to flank around and see what that Burras spots. I have some hit points to trade, so I can just drive forward and let myself get shot if the STRV is there, which I suspect he is. So I'm just going to make my way here carefully. Even though I'm driving forward, I don't want to throw away my hit points for nothing. Let's just see the Burras go forward a little bit. If he spots something, I could snipe him from here, and if I'm stationary, I would probably aim a lot better and hit my target. So he didn't spot anything. He makes his way up to the base, so I'll just continue to drive forward here, get close to the side of the hill, and try not to expose myself too much unnecessarily. So I keep myself moving forward here. If I get shot, I'll know exactly where that STRV is, so it's not going to be a problem. I have the hit points, make use of those hit points. So drive forward, I get shot by STRV. I expected to be shot somewhere towards the right. Actually didn't expect him to be right here, but I make sure I land all my shots. So I landed 3 shots, took 2 shots from the STRV, still got 2 more in the clip, done 3,500 damage, 237 spotting. I'll finish off my 2 shots on the TNH 105, see if I can finish him, but you can see how tricky it is to play the Somua SM. This is not a hero tank, this is a thinking man's clip tank. You need to consider your positions, what you need to do, how the game progresses, your map awareness. You need to think about a lot of things when you are playing the Somua SM. You can't just use speed, mobility, or vision to outsmart, or your enemies, clip them out. You just can't do that with this tank. You need to think about what you're doing all the time, because you don't have the mobility, you don't have the vision. You have to be positioning yourself in the right place to get the kind of damage that you need to get a good game. But even though my 4,000 damage seemed good, it looks like that Scorpion G did even a little bit better than I did. And yeah, if this was a premium account, I would have gotten some 20,000+ extra credits, but this isn't. And anyway, hope you enjoyed this video on the Somua SM. Is this tank for you? Think about whether you want to get this tank or not. There are a lot of other better heavy tanks out there. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one. Bye bye.